and welcome to my channel Cake. I'm your hostess Suzanne. Today we're going to be making this super cute unicorn cake for Callie's birthday. If you want to know how I made it and how you can make it too, just keep watching. And stay tuned to the end of the video. This will be my first giveaway ever. You won't want to miss it. Let's go ahead and get started with some fondant. And you want to massage your fondant just to get it nice and loose. A little loosey-goosey. I'm going to go ahead and add some powder here that will harden it up. I just usually sprinkle some on there. That looks to be about a half a teaspoon. And then I just fold it onto itself. Squish it in there. Fold it over. Just keep folding and twisting. You just want to work that powder in. Okay, our next step is to make a long snake that gradually gets thinner on one side. And what you're going to need is a long food grade skewer to wrap this around. This unicorn cake is going to be 6 inches wide and 6 layers tall, so it's going to be a nice thin tall cake. And I want this unicorn's horn to be proportionate to the cake, so I don't want a big fat horn in this case for sure. So we're going to make this a little bit thinner. I'm making this horn 3 days before the cake is due. You have to let this harden up at least a couple days or else you're going to have a nice soft unicorn horn. We don't want that. Okay, it looks good, so let's go ahead and wrap it around the skewer now. Go ahead and put the tip of your skewer at the end of your snake. Go ahead and form it there. You just want to make sure that the snake is touching the snake prior. You want to make sure it's still giving each other a hug. That looks about right. We need to leave about 4 inches for it to stick into the cake. We'll just lay it on some parchment paper and let it harden for a few days. I'll see you in a second for the rest of the cake. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this super cute rainbow unicorn cake. I'm so excited to make this cake with you guys today. I'm starting off using my turntable with a little nonstick pad. Into that, I am going to put my 6-inch cake board. That is the size of this cake today. I'm going to center that right here. And I'm going to add a little bit of buttercream. And what this buttercream does on the cake board is it just stops the cake from moving around on the cake board. It acts like a glue. You don't have to cover the whole board. The first color on this rainbow cake is purple, which just happens to be my favorite color. I love myself some purple and some pink. Okay, let's go ahead and add a little bit of filling on here. And just swish, swish back and forth. Sometimes these smaller cakes are more difficult to work with. As they're so small, they just get pushed around. I like to stabilize it by holding my fingers down here on the cake board like that. And then you can just swish, swish back and forth. And then when you get the whole thing covered, go ahead and spin your turntable or your Lazy Susan, whatever you have. And our next in our lineup is this blue. Isn't she a pretty blue? We're gonna go ahead and center that onto this purple layer. And I like to take my fingers like this to make sure it is on the prior layer, nice and even. Let's go ahead and fill this layer. And here we have the last layer. She's a pink one. And if you've watched any amount of my videos, you know what I'm going to do with this top layer. I'm going to turn it upside down as the bottom is flatter than the top. It makes for a nice clean finish on the top. Push it down a little squish, squish, jiggle, jiggle. Since she is so tall, I'm going to put a bubble tea straw in her just to make her more secure. Let's go ahead and put our bubble tea straw down the middle of our cake. Just like that. And you stop pushing when you feel it hit the cake board. I like to take my fingernails like that and hold it right where I need to cut it and pull it up a little bit. Oh, that's a lot of cake to be pulling it up through. And just make a straight line through. And push it down. Okay, now that we have the bubble tea straw in the center of the cake, I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the edges before we stick her in the freezer for 15 minutes before we give her a crumb coat. And I just have a nice large one here. It's a Wilton scraper. She looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and stick her in the freezer. Okay, I just took this super cute rainbow cake out of the freezer. It's time to give her a crumb coat. A crumb coat is just a thin layer of frosting to seal in those crumbs so no crumbs are on our final coat. We want to make sure we wipe off our offset spatula into a separate bowl to make sure we don't get any crumbs in our final frosting. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna stick her back in the freezer for a good 20 minutes before we do her final coat. See you in a second. Okay, I just took Callie's birthday cake out of the freezer, this super cute rainbow unicorn cake, and I placed it on an 8-inch gold cake board. It's time to give her a final coat. It's just the same process as we used for the crumb coat. We're going to leave a lot more on this cake. Plop some on the top. Swish it around, and these tall thin cakes are quite the challenge, but I'm up for it. We want to get this frosting all the way down to the bottom of this cake board. We don't want the first cake board showing. We only want to see cake and then the gold cake board. We can clean up any mess later on after we stick her back in the freezer. It's much easier to clean the frosting off once it's frozen. Okay, let's go ahead and clean off her top now that I have all the final coat onto the cake. And just want to spin it around just to get the nice top flat on this cake. Let's go ahead and take our bench scraper next, and I have my tall one here from Wilton. I'm going to go ahead and stick it next to my cake and have a little bit of an angle here. And we don't want to wipe off a ton. We want to make sure our bench scraper is nice and level, and just wipe off the extra frosting like that. You go around as many times as you need to get the right finish for your cake. And on this one we need to be pretty smooth. As you can see right in this area, there's a little gap. I'm going to go ahead and fill in that gap right now and go around again. Just like that. And I see a little hole down here. It's like filling the holes in your wall before you paint it. A little putty on your cake. Let's go ahead back with our bench scraper. And again, we want to rest it right on this gold cake board and just a little bit of an angle on your scraper. And when you get to the end, just gradually lift off. I think we're getting close. I'm gonna go ahead and go around one more time. I've done a little bit of patchwork and washed off my bench scraper. I cleaned it off again with really hot water. Sometimes that will help lessen the bubbles in here. It just melts the buttercream a little bit. I'm happy with it, yay! Let's go ahead and clean off the top. When you're frosting the cake, when you start on the top, level it off, and then you do the sides, it creates this little lip here. Okay, let's go and clean off the top lip. And you're just barely gonna swipe over that corner there and wipe off. You're definitely not gonna go across the whole cake. Okay, I think she looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead and stick her back in the freezer. See you in a second. Okay, I just took her out of the freezer. It is time to decorate the super cute unicorn cake for Callie's birthday tomorrow. I have 3 large Wilton decorators back here filled with American buttercream. I have one with pink and purple, and I have one with pink and yellow. and one with just some orange. I will leave the tip numbers down in the description box below for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. I did find the front of my cake, and I've scribed basically an eye shape right here in the middle. This is not your typical unicorn cake where it goes around and curves around. It's just gonna be some on the top, kind of like a mohawk. And I just have some smaller tips here. This is a slightly open star. And we're gonna do all different kind of designs, you guys. It doesn't matter at this point. We're just making a lot of pretty colorful designs and go from there. And I have used this technique in several of my videos. I will link some of them down below in the description box for you guys to let you know how I did it if this is your first video watching me do this. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You will want to wipe off your tip every once in a while. I wasn't liking how it was looking, so I went ahead and added an all pink, and I think I like it a little bit better now. And I just want to bring this front down to a small peak, not very far down onto the cake, just a little bit. That looks pretty cute so far. I'm gonna go ahead and build a little bit more up on the height here, just by randomly making squiggles and dots everywhere. I'm now just going in between the gaps just to fill them in with this plain pink. Just by squeezing and releasing, making like a little seashell look or a little flower look. Just kind of making it real uniform-ish around the sides. I think it's coming too. I like it so far. I'm gonna add a little bit of orange here and there just to give it a little kick. And I have a super small tip for this. As you can see, I'm just taking my tip in there and going zoop, zoop, just a little circles. When you finish your swoop, sometimes it has that frayed look at the end. You can always use this little orange to cover those up. At what point do you stop? I haven't figured that out yet. I think Callie's gonna love it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put her in the freezer and work on the horns and the ears that I did 3 days ago. See you in a second. Okay, we can't have a unicorn cake without a unicorn horn. A couple days ago, well, just at the beginning of this video, I made this horn here, and it has been drying for 3 days. And after I finished this and put everything away, I remembered I did not make the ears. I used a teardrop cookie cutter to cut this out and then cut the round part off the bottom and then draped it over a shot glass. So however you want to make it rounded, you feel free to do it that way. And they're nice and hard at this point. And I have some gold luster dust and with a little bit of vodka. You could use any kind of extract you'd like, but isn't this nice and shiny? I will leave you guys down in the description box below what I'm using. I decided to go ahead and get my styrofoam dummy out. Makes it a little bit easier to paint it on. I'm just going to do a little bit different on the inside of the ears. Not a perfect line, just more of an organic gold splash. I'm going to go ahead and paint the eyebrows. I'll see you in a second to assemble this super cute unicorn cake for Callie's birthday. We are near the end. We just have to put this cute unicorn's horn on and its ears and its eyelashes. Okay, let's go ahead and put this cute unicorn horn on this cake. And this is the front. And I don't want to put it smack dab in the middle because remember earlier on in this video we put that bubble tea straw there to keep this cake from swishing around. And we are going to put it in the center this way, but a little bit closer forward. And I'm hoping this is the right spot. And squish it down. That looks so cute. Okay, we have our 2 ears. I think that looks pretty cute. Let's go ahead and put our eyelashes on. Okay, since our cake has crusted over, I'll have to apply a little bit of water onto the cake for these eyelashes to stick. And just ever so slightly dip your finger in there on the back side of the eyelash. Just barely touch it there. And position it. This is hard when you have nails, you guys. Cake decorators should not have nails. I think Callie's unicorn birthday cake has turned out super cute. I hope she loves it. I think she will. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. My first giveaway ever, you guys. I am going to give away to one random winner their choice of either 2 dozen cupcakes or 1 cake. The things you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is first be in the Chandler, Arizona or ish area. Or you'd be willing to come to Chandler, Arizona to pick up your winnings. Here's what you need to do to enter into this drawing. First of all, you have to be subscribed. Remember, it's quick, easy, and most importantly, it is free. The second thing you need to do is hit that like button. The third and last thing you need to do is leave a comment down in the comment section below. I don't care what you put there. You can put an exclamation mark for all I care. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you know I have no way of getting a hold of you, please leave your Instagram down when you make the comment down in the comment section down below. You have until the 21st to enter into this giveaway. And good luck! I'm having an amazing day in the kitchen with you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day as well. Until next time, make it a great day. We want to make sure we wipe off our offset. I placed it. Okay. When you're done spatula and you come in like you're landing an airplane, but you're not going to do it. You're going to do one of those. What are they called? Shoot. If this is your fit. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with our suit. Just remember if your paint. Just remember if this had her eye, 1 down, 2 to go. 1 down, 2 to go. My unicorn has 3 eyelashes. If you have until Friday. I'm making up words now. Today we're going to be making this super cute unicorn for Callie's birthday. Oh my gosh, unicorn. Be making this super cute. Oh,